What's up, y'all? Welcome to this weekly review. We got some things to get into. It's actually going to be a pretty gay-ass episode, so stay tuned. What up, y'all? Welcome back to this weekly review. This week, first of all, shout out, we got Courtney Stewart in the building.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, and you already know, it's your boy DJ Jesse J. This week threw me for a freaking loop. We had MLK Day on Monday.
Celebrating the king.
Yeah. And, maybe if I was, in an office job, my week wouldn't have been that messed up. But, when you have to make your own schedule, that
it really
on a week like this
shifted the energy for real.
It did. Speaking of shifting the energy, though, here in Boston, I don't know if you saw the Embrace.
I did, honey.
There was a statue of Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King. There's this infamous picture of a hut.
Yeah.
I mean, you already know what it is. I'm not going to explain it because there is no explaining it. At the end of the day, I'm going to say this. It's art, right? So it got people talking. And from what I heard from someone up there, it does not look as crazy in person. It actually looks cool in person. Yeah. Because, I mean, we're getting, shots. There's one shot Leslie Jones was going in about because it looked like hands holding up, a dick.
Yeah. That's the first one that I saw. It looked like somebody was giving head or eating out something. And I was like, who did this? But then I saw a different photograph from a different angle, and you can see that it's an arm, and it looks cool and interesting. So I was just like, Lord, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And it's you're going to be able to walk under it and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, fine.
I don't know if that helps, Jesse. I don't know if that helps.
You'll walk under that thing.
Okay. In the embrace.
Let me be all up in the embrace, okay? Well, look. Someone who's trying to be up in the country's warm embrace. I'm going to throw this over to you, Courtney, because please, she was telling me about this congressman. What was his name? George Santos?
George Santos. I think he's out of Long Island. He was just voted into Congress this past voting round. And so he was, affirmed or whatever you call it in January. And it's turning out all these things keep coming out about what he lied about. And look, we know it's America. Politicians lie. But this is some wild-ish. This man has a whole nother identity. He didn't go.
It says they said that the New York Times caught him in these lies, that he worked at two prominent Wall Street banks, had obtained degrees in finance and economics from two New York colleges, that he was Jewish, and that 4 employees of his company were killed in the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando, Florida. Not funny, but random that you would say that.
Would tell them lie. Exactly.
Now, is he gay or claiming gay? His face is looking real tight.
I'm not sure, because now, as of today, I heard that there was a drag queen in Brazil that is suing him or something, or I don't remember, but she had a picture of him as a drag queen. He's saying it wasn't me, and it just makes no sense. It's what is happening? This man did not go to school where he said he did. He did not graduate with what he said he did. He did not work where he said he did. He did not have a grandmother that died in the Holocaust. He is not Jewish. It's just bizarre. And he literally, his response to all of this has been oh, well, everybody fluffs up their resume. It's dude, you lied to everybody that voted for you about who you are.
Let me ask you, I love that I could probably say this right now. Is it crazy, Courtney, or is it just the times we live in?
Honey, I hope not. I honestly, obviously, I had that thought as well.
It's giving inventing Anna.
100%, but it's still insane.
And as insane as it is, you know, I'd be listening to all the things. And so Candace Owens spent, no, she spent 3 weeks on her podcast talking about a very similar situation to this. It was this guy who said he was Republican and wanted to donate money to whatever foundation. And her husband were like, okay, they saw that he had mutual friends or something like that. Like, it all checked out. He had CIA ties to the CIA, like to, I forget what college, all this stuff. And then come to find out, he's none of those things. And then he just disappeared off the face of the planet. And I'm like, after looking at this, like, it's just like we're just going to move into more and more of these stories. Like, this is going to become a normal thing because people are liars and they're scam artists and they don't care. And people really think they can get away. I mean, girl, I dated one. You know what I mean? And really be out here living their lives thinking like you can just be out here doing crazy stuff and you're not going to get in trouble for it or get caught for it. You know what I mean? Well, and like malicious stuff too.
It's funny that you say that because they don't have, as far as I'm aware, and obviously like I'm not certain of this, but as far as I'm aware, they don't have like a formal method by which this man should be forced into resignation or fired because he was voted in, even though the voters are saying, fuck him, we don't want him. There's no way to get him out.
I mean, I just don't understand. Like, isn't it fraudulent?
Yeah, but like, it's not like he was like hired. He was voted into place.
Girl, bye, and we're gonna vote you off the island, Survivor. Well, there has to be like a turnover rate, like a quick turnover rate. Like, oop, my bad.
I would think that maybe the district should have some method by which they can do a recall vote or something. I don't know, but whatever it is, Congress itself can't do anything to get rid of him. And right now, them fools is putting him on committees and all kind of stuff. So it's looking, as you like with the conspiracy theories, like maybe this all was some kind of setup because he's
to get like an extra pawn player.
He's some far right crazy person that's going to do whatever the biddings of the far right now that are happening. And that's why they're appointing him to stuff and putting him on committees, even though clearly his constituency is like, what is this man? Get rid of him.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that I wouldn't put it past anything in 2020, 2020, 2023. Okay.
Random interlopers just coming through. Like, you can be whatever you want to be. It's America, even if you make it up.
All right, so we got some other topics we want to get into, but I'm going to bring him in right now because let's just get right into some celebrity wealth topics. You already know we got DERRIAL CHRISTON in the building. What up, D?
What's up? Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. How's your week going? We said we were all messed up because of MLK Day.
Yeah, I feel like yesterday I felt like it was Tuesday. Tomorrow's Friday. The week went by so quick too. So I'm still kind of trying to figure out what every day is. And we've had some interesting weather back on the East Coast. The West Coast. So we've had a lot of rain and things going on, and then it cleared up this week, and now it's raining again. So I don't know what day it is anymore.
I mean, literally yesterday felt like the first day not yesterday, the day before, like the first day of spring over on the East Coast. And the other thing is, you guys, like, it's funny because I see the death toll from the flooding over there is like at 20. But like over here, they make it sound like Los Angeles is the apocalypse. And I'm like, not apocalypse, like Atlantis, like just underwater. And I'm like, I just don't understand. Like, I lived in LA for 10 years and I feel like it rains every January, February, and we go through the same thought process. Like, oh my gosh, it never rains, and look how much it's raining. It's like, bitch, it did this last year.
Well,
I feel like it's worse this year.
I mean, it typically seems to rain December through the February, March time period every year. I mean, we've had a couple years where it wasn't as dramatic. This year actually does seem a little bit more dramatic than it has been in the past. But on the flip side, this is our rain period. So in all reality, it's not like a shock that if we get a lot of rain. You know what I mean?
They just need to invest into the sewer system and drain that water. Ugh. All right, but D, what you got for us for some topics this week?
All right. Well, it's been a lot going on in celebrity wealth this week. So we got the Kardashians, not just one, but two Kardashians this week. We're going to start off with Kim Kardashian, who recently purchased a very iconic necklace once owned by Princess Diana. I've heard and read in the past that Princess Diana is someone that Kim Kardashian has really looked up to, as a lot of people have, but Kim has really looked up to her and kind of been obsessed with her. And there is a diamond necklace that Princess Diana wore at a London charity back in 1987. It's called like an Atala diamond necklace, and Kim is now the owner of that necklace. She purchased it from Sotheby's auction for $197,000. And everyone's been talking about this because apparently Kim likes to shop at auctions, because she also has been known to buy some jewelry that was owned by Jackie O and also Elizabeth Taylor. And we also know that she likes, the kind of glitzy, glammy type of things as well when it comes to jewelry and outfits, because there was a moment at the Met Gala where she wore one of the original dresses from Marilyn Monroe that was estimated to be worth $5 million. So Kim is no stranger to auctions, but she has bought this new iconic diamond that everyone has been talking about, that Princess Diana wore. And you know what? Kim's worth $1.8 billion, so she's got the money to spend, but there have been a lot of reports about her and spending and buying a lot of things in the fashion world. What do you guys think about it?
Diamonds are a girl's best friend, honey.
That's what they say.
Go on and get your diamonds. I'm not mad. If I had it, I wouldn't be mad.
I mean, I feel like she's like Thanos. Like, it's like, girl, she's just out here collecting souls from all the oldest celebrities. Like, she wearing Marilyn's dress. She's got Diana's fucking ring. Like, she's out here wearing fucking RuPaul's hair. Like, it's just like...
Not RuPaul's hair.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't know, whatever. I mean, hey, you know what? You got that much money and you want to go buy your favorite iconic celebrities things, girl, go ahead and do it,
You do you.
Do you? I mean, do you? She's got the money. She's also been doing a lot of great things for the community and for other businesses. So I'm gonna let her have it. She's spending her money that she earns, but she's also giving it back to certain causes and things too. So at least it's a balance, right? Now, what'd you say?
I said, treat yourself. It's okay. She worked hard. She got 4 kids, ex-husband.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If you want to buy a $197,000 necklace to relax, boo, do you. Now, Kim has been in the news for her lavish spending. Courtney, her sister, has also been in the news for something opposite of that. So there has been, The Sun reported recently that Courtney had went to her IG to post about a very customized special meal that she created for her husband, Travis Barker. Apparently he was going to be gone and traveling for a long period of time, for a day. And instead of, what we've seen in the news about comments made about people saying that Kim has a personal chef that she spent a lot of money on and flaunting her personal chef, we have Kourtney Kardashian, who went to her IG and actually created and showed that she made her man, Travis Barker, a customized taco meal. It was consisting of like taco shells, lettuce, tomatoes, and it was like a cool little, cute little like lunchbox that she made for her man. And everyone's been talking about that as well, saying like, she's got all this money, but she still takes a time to make a personal meal for her man and put it in a lunchbox. So, I mean, she's not worth what her sister's worth, which is 1.8 billion. But I mean, Courtney's got 65 million in the bank. So she ain't doing too bad. She can afford many lunches and many tacos. But she did make that for her man. And Travis went to his IG as well and said, thanking his wife and saying how blessed he was to have his wife. I think it's kind of cute. I like it. I like that they're kind of normal. And it seems that way anyway, that it's not always about the lavish meals and going out in Hollywood all the time at the best restaurants. Sometimes you just like a little lunchbox and Lunchable. I know, I do. I mean, I don't have $1.8 million or $65 million, but I do like a little Lunchable. What y'all think?
I'm not gonna say hate. I just feel like the fact that like multiple articles, the fact that Kourtney Kardashian just posted a taco night and like we're talking about it makes her more relatable because she ate tacos. Like I'm just like, it does not make her more relatable. It means she just fucking eats tacos. Everything else is still the same. She's still fucking rich. It doesn't make her, hey, oh girl, yeah, you eat the tacos too, girl. Yeah, you pack it for your man, girl. Like, how often do you do that? Daily? Is this daily? Or are you just doing it now, girl? Like, and what kind of tacos are those? Are they all vegan?
Yes, Travis is definitely, he's either vegan or vegetarian.
So, girl, it's not relatable at all. This is, I can
You don't
imagine.
think so? You don't appreciate that, it's not about posting about being in the restaurant in the Hollywood Hills or in Beverly Hills, but it's more about her posting about just, hey, I made my man some tacos.
No, because I feel like she's at those places and it's like you're posting this to make it seem like, okay, good, you're not there every fucking day, girl, because I'd be worried. I don't think Kim's out at a restaurant every single day too. She doesn't have to fucking post tacos for me to think about that. But I get it. I get in marketing world, it like makes Kourtney the relatable one. And like if Chloe's like at Froyo, it's like, oh, see, she's at Froyo. She's like on a diet. Like our brains just naturally go to things that, Chloe's the relatable. Kourtney's now becoming relatable because she's got a husband and kids and she makes sandwiches.
That has actually always sort of technically been the one that they call the more normal one out of all the sisters.
Well, I don't say normal. She just was the one that wasn't caught up in the plastic surgery hype.
Yeah. Physically normal.
Physically normal, perhaps. But wasn't there a time that Kim posted that she like made fried chicken and greens or something? It was like soul food, and everybody was like,
I want to see where Kim Kardashian. I know there's no video footage of her doing it.
I'm pretty sure there was a picture of her.
I'm sure there's a picture that says
made it, and it was kind of like, this is looking real like mayonnaise. But regardless, it's sort of like celebrating this is like celebrating them being moms. It's like you have to, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you're supposed to occasionally make
no slack on the Kardashian end. You like forget it. You're not here.
I just don't care. But like, hey, from a financial perspective, I do think that it is very important to save your money. We are in a time of recession, and so if packing Travis's lunch is, saving a little extra cash and using a reusable container is better for the environment, then I support their choices.
Now, see, if she had taken it to like Cardi B's mindset where like she was saying, I don't want to post things, during these times where everything's so expensive for everyone. Like I care. And so like, I just want to post like taco days. Like I don't want to post when we're like eating like fit snapper and things like that. Just taco days. Because I feel like I don't want to rub that in people's faces. But I guarantee like the next two posts she's wearing like Versace or some sort of name brand, Balenciaga, something. So I don't know. Sorry. It's just
they like
Say that again, Courtney.
That if they like it, I love it. Good for them. Eat your tacos.
I mean,
hey, no one's making me tacos, so
that's what I'm saying. Nobody made me tacos. I like tacos, so please send them my way.
I'm just kidding. My grandmother would make me tacos. Thanks. Yeah, I love you.
And so, the Sun also had kind of speculated that maybe this was Kourtney's way of doing a little dig towards Kim, because Kim had been under fire a little bit because they said that she had been flaunting about having a private chef. So they were saying that this might have been a slight dig on Kourtney's end to try and be a little funny, to say, hey, look, I don't do that. I don't flaunt my stuff. I'm normal. And I just make tacos for my man.
Girl, speaking of funny, I seen Megan.
Megan was great.
I don't know why. I'm sorry, guys. I cried. DERRIAL, did you go see it yet?
No, I want to see it though because actually I heard that it's a lot. I think Courtney told me that's a lot of humor. You know how I
It's
feel about horror.
it was a
Uh,
fun watch.
it was a fun watch, right?
Yes, 100%. It was a lot of fun.
I feel like I should have a couple cocktails and then just go see
You
it.
need to be
Yeah.
you need to be drunk if you're gonna go see Megan. No spoilers here, but if
I
you're
was
gonna go
not
see,
drunk, by the way.
you weren't
But wait.
drunk.
I was not drunk. No,
Oh,
it was dry January.
Does anyone think that Megan looks like Elizabeth Olsen?
yes.
Oh, for sure.
And is there any? I haven't seen the movie, but is
No.
Elizabeth a character, or is there any? I don't know a lot
No.
about the movies.
No. No.
Because I'm like, does
To
that
be
dog
honest
not-
with you guys, like I kind of was disappointed. Like I'm kind of like shocked by it. Like it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah,
There's
it's
not
funny.
one scary part in it personally.
It's
Like,
not scary at all. It's funny.
But I thought it was supposed to be like Chucky.
I mean, it could kind of be that, but I think it's a little bit campier. So, and it's a little bit more of a commentary.
yes, that's what a social commentary.
Much more of a social commentary.
So there's a bigger meaning. I should pay attention to the bigger meaning of the movie.
You don't need to pay attention to anything.
It's obvious, like the bigger meaning.
Like
it
I
is-
literally knew how it was gonna end. Just at like there was moments that I was just like, oh, I already know where this is going. I already know what this is gonna do. But I mean, it was entertaining. Would I watch it again? Probably not. But it was
Yeah, you would.
entertaining.
at my house with snacks
Yeah, like drunk with friends and like laughing at it.
because it's funny. It's
It
got
was.
definitely funny moments, but it knows it doesn't take itself seriously.
No, but I would have really enjoyed a serious version of that because I feel like the Miley Cyrus thing on Black Mirror gave us this. This was
Well, I
just
didn't
like,
know.
oh, that's a good one. Have you seen that one, DERRIAL, on Black Mirror?
I did see that one. That was pretty good.
That was good. So this was like a campy version of that.
I'm gonna
And
check it out.
Obviously long, but definitely recommend it. It was entertaining. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Shout out to Candace. We was in there having a good time.
And I have a recommendation for another horror movie if we're
Good,
talking
because
about-
I need one because I feel like nothing is scary.
Well, there's a movie on Peacock that just came out. It's like an original Peacock film. It's called Sick, and it's about these two. Did you watch it, Courtney?
Not yet, but I've heard a lot of people talking about it.
Wait, is
I
that
really-
the commercial where the girl's like, "Are you wearing your mask?"
Yeah, so it's about two girls. It's during the COVID time period. It's two girls who are I believe they're in college. I don't remember if they're in college or right out of college, but I believe they're in college. And they go to one of their friends. Her family has a really nice lodge, like right off the water. So they go to this lodge, just those two, to get away during this, like the middle of COVID time period. And let's just say, I don't want to give it away, but let's just say some things happen there that are unexpected. Based off of them going to a party that someone potentially got COVID.
Interesting.
But it kind of reminds me of Scream meets, what was the movie? Contagion?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay.
with Matt Damon.
It's kind of more Scream, but in that realm because of the sickness
I
involved.
mean, I'm just excited for Scream. I can't wait to see the new Scream.
I'm
I
all
feel like
about
it's.
Scream
I
City.
feel about. I felt like last one. I was like, okay, you should end this. But for some reason, I feel like this one's gonna be good. I feel like the last one that wasn't what they thought it was gonna give, so they were like, all right,
Let's give one more.
yeah.
And I kind of like the fact of it being in New York City because that's a whole other twist. As long as they don't do the Jason Takes Manhattan, but I'm going to give them a lot more than that because Jason Takes Manhattan was horrible. So I'm going to go with the fact that they actually from what I read from reviews, all the critics are actually praising the movie. So I'm going to go for it.
Well, just because we're talking about random TV and movies, can I ask a question?
Girl, that's what we're here for.
Why are all the zombies like exceptionally fast and like aggressive?
I feel like there's two different.
Last of Us, which just premiered.
I didn't.
And I'm
see
just
that.
Which one?
The Last of Us on HBO. just premiered.
Oh, is that with the girl who used to be on Game of Thrones?
Was she on Game of Thrones? Maybe.
Yeah, she was the young. She was a princess, but she was young. She had power, but she was a princess.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what it is. I came across it randomly, and apparently it was like trending on Twitter this week. And I was like, oh, this was good. But I wonder if we'll ever do a zombie movie where they're not like insanely fast and capable of like all of these like Spider-Man tricks, like climbing walls and jumping up
I
a
mean,
tree.
definitely The Walking Dead, the zombies were not fast.
Yeah, and I feel like what's that other
Fast,
one?
they're strong and aggressive. Like,
Well, they're aggressive. They're hungry as hell.
Yeah, like, because think about it. The idea is that they just have no soul, so they can't really feel anything, so they're strong. And then their only goal is, I want to eat. So they're just two things. So it's just, But I feel like, do you guys ever watch Black Summer? I think it's on Netflix.
I love Black Summer.
Me too. I like
don't know
that.
both seasons. I don't know if they're going to bring it back for a third season, but I love Black Summer. I thought it was dope.
I think they should. You didn't like it?
no, I liked it.
Oh, yeah. I was into it. All right, well.
But to me, Black Summer was not necessarily. I mean, yeah, it was about the zombies, but it was more about the relationship of the people.
Yeah, but I feel like the zombies were not like speed demons.
No, they weren't speed demons. No.
Oh wait, or was Black Summer the one where as soon as they get bit, what's the one where they get bit and then they just start fucking? Is that the one where you get bit and then all of a sudden you just start fucking running? What one is that one? That one what movie was that? That one was fucking like what?
28 days.
28 days.
Was that it? It was like instantly. Yeah. It was like, bitch, run, bitch. Because
what was the Brad Pitt one where they were like superheroes?
Z Nation. No, not Z Nation. Z something.
Z or Country Z or something like that. But they were
Zombie Nation, right?
I don't know.
No, it was Z something. It was Z.
I think it was Z Nation.
It might have been Z Nation.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
there's a lot of zombie flicks.
Tell us what that Brad Pitt movie was.
Did you just ask Siri?
No, I said if they know it in the chat, tell us if there's anybody in the chat.
I was
like, dang, girl. All right, we being real authentic here. All right, well, speaking of zombies, I mean, this year, I don't know what's going on, but we getting, like, again, I talked about Y2K22 last year. This is Y2K23 because between Janet Jackson, Beyonce, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, and then now we got Madonna is going on a 4-decade tour called all her hits through 4 decades called the Celebration Tour, which I'm like, celebrate. I thought we already did this, but okay.
Like, yeah, kind of.
I personally wouldn't. But shout out to her for it. Would you guys go? Would you guys want to see Madonna in concert?
I've seen Madonna in tour. I went to the Sticky and Sweet tour that Pharrell did, that entire album. Mm-hmm. That was the one with like 4
minutes with Justin Timberlake.
Did some songs, and that concert was actually pretty good. Justin actually came out, Britney Spears came out, because that's the one they did the song together during that time period as well. I mean, here's the thing. What is Madonna, like 65, 64, somewhere in there? She's got a lot of hits. She is known for giving a really good show. If she's going to only do her hits, I think that the show will be probably pretty good. I mean, I haven't heard really a lot of her music in the last few years.
Like, it has to be the top songs. Like, don't do any like B cuts.
Nothing. No B cuts. You want only the A's. But
I need Ray of Light.
Choose that. She's had so many.
I mean, I think we all know what her like what we need. I think she knows what needs to be done. I would hope so, because
I think which she is smart. I think that she should definitely do the hardcore hits and bring herself back on the map because Madonna been acting a little crazy as of late.
Not back her on the map. She can stay wherever she is. I'm
Like,
I'm
leave her
sick of
there
Madonna, you guys. Like
under that bed with that new booty. Like,
girl, new
Well,
booty. I
with
found
that
you, Miss New Booty. Ow.
she got a whole new booty and face.
Well, did you hear, let's get into conspiracy TikTok. So people are saying that she's doing this tour, which shout out to Bob, the drag queen, who's going to be doing the opening act for her. But people are saying that Madonna is doing this tour because there are allegations from the Ethiopian World Federation that are accusing her of child trafficking. So Madonna had adopted three or four kids from Ethiopia. And they're saying that under the rules of which she adopted them, at one point the kids were, it's a lot. Like, the ropes that these kids are adopted on is crazy. But basically, the only way Madonna was supposed to get these children was, so she was only supposed to have them for a certain amount of time. At a certain point, they were supposed to go back and see family. It was just like a lot of like weird, like it's a lot for me to even just try to even read to you guys. Like it's a lot. And it's almost like reading the Bible, like legit when they start talking about Adam and Eve having kids and then all of a sudden, and this one was this and this one, it's like how many fucking names and how old was that person? It's like, it gets a lot. But they aren't going to let down from this. And Madonna's fans feel like it's nothing. It's just Ethiopia being a homophobic country. And which is interesting because I hate when we use sex trafficking and we always put gay people with that. Like, yes, I do believe that the son that she adopted, I forget what his name is, like obviously he's wearing skirts and doing stuff, like maybe he is and maybe he does feel free, but that's a different conversation than child trafficking. Like, and I hate when people continuously put pedophiles, gay people, sex trafficking all in the same thing. Like the fact that like the sex worker symbol is now on the gay flag, I'm like, what is this fucking Power Ranger? It's Morphin Time. Go, like, put the fucking Megazord flag is this? What is this? So, I don't know what's going on with Madonna, but I guess we'll see if this...
But also, I thought all of her kids were from Malawi.
Maybe they're from Malawi.
But, like, oh, okay. But I will say this little bit based on what you said. If there is the situation, because there was a time where like families would adopt their children out like to families in London and stuff like that and from Africa, and they were like supposed to still have ties to their families.
Yeah, that's what it was supposed to be, something like that. But they're all different. All the kids were different under different situations. But two of them were supposed to they were supposed to have ties to their father. They were actually supposed to go back to their father, and Madonna was only supposed to be a guardian for a short period, but then she became the full caretaker or whatever. It's a lot. Like it's a lot to go down. It's an interesting read. And if you could put it together, like it's crazy. Like
I hope she wasn't stealing nobody babies that she claimed she was only going to care for in a time of need. So hopefully
she's celebrating for a good reason and not a bad one.
Yeah. Hopefully she's just doing it because she wants to do a tour.
Right. Well, I mean, all the girls are, so might as well. Why not?
I'll be at Beyonce and Janet.
I'll be at Beyonce.
I'll definitely be at Janet, and I'm gonna go with
Beyonce and Nicki. All right. So, have you guys been watching Drag Race?
No.
Okay, I haven't watched RuPaul's Drag Race in like years, but like this season, low-key is actually like I'm kind of into it. And maybe I'm sure the last seasons were good too. I just never watched them. But I used to love it, and then I watched this season. I'm like, okay, I like what's happening this season. I like what I'm seeing. But there's a new show. I don't understand why RuPaul has been on RuPaul has been hoard out across cable, y'all. She has been on every network, and now she's on MTV, and went from a 2-hour episode to a 1-hour episode because they're releasing the Real Friends of WeHo. I don't know if you guys heard about that, which has a lot of criticism.
That as well.
You said what?
There's been a lot of controversy around that as well because a lot of people are criticizing it, saying it is fake.
Well, I definitely think it's fake. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I know Curtis, and I didn't even know Curtis was gay, which could totally be on me. But, like, I'm like, I've never seen you in WeHo. Like, I didn't know you were gay, but, like, okay, I guess you're, like, the it guy in WeHo. And then I don't know if all of them are actually friends. So it's just weird. But I guess it's like a Housewives. They're going to try to use the same kind of system as Housewives. It'll be interesting to see how it works. But the gay community is not with it. And it's probably because WeHo is a small community. If I hear like the real faces of WeHo, I mean, I don't know WeHo like that, but like I feel like I would know one of them, and Curtis does not count as a WeHo person. So
I feel like Brad Goreski counts. Like
yes.
I feel like Brad would count.
And I mean, I'm no Todrick fan, but he would count, right?
Well, that's the biggest thing. Is most people are mad about this because of Todrick. Todrick has a lot of bad press around him with not paying people, being mean, all this stuff. So he's getting a lot of the backlash. Shout out to Ronnie in the chat. He said, yikes, the Real Friends of WeHo is no A-list. Remember that show, A-list? What a poorly casted series. Definitely poorly casted. And he said there's no series.
Who did you guys put in place of who's there? I feel like Brad gave good TV when he was on Rachel Zoe, and I wouldn't mind watching what he's up to now. But who else would you put?
Wasn't he a judge on something else too? Some other show? Wasn't he on? Didn't he have his own show or something?
Maybe. I know he was often on the like Fashion Police type.
Maybe that's what I'm referring to. I don't know.
I would have had the Real Friends of WeHo. I would have had one person on there who was like an open porn OnlyFans, might even be an escort. I'd have someone like that on there. I'd have a drag queen on there. Because you could easily just find a friend group and that would have all of those things. Like, I don't know. So
you would want no names. You want people that are just not name recognition, so we can just
I want a friend group, like how Housewives works. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I want a genuine friend group that we can see where the mess goes. Like that's what we're gonna commit to. And I don't want to commit to like 5 people who are like pretending to be friends because they just are so excited that their agent got them booked on this show. Like, that's fair. You know, that's personally.
I also was surprised of the casting that they didn't have any women.
Well, no, they're really trying to push a full gay show to network. Like they've been trying to do that for a minute, but we'll see. I don't think this is gonna work, but Ronnie says they should have opened it to the Los Feliz gays, the Silver Lake gays, the West Lake side gays, and boom, there's your new show. That would be very interesting. The world wouldn't be ready to know all those different boroughs of California, I believe. But hey.
Like LA.
Those are the spinoffs.
Okay. All right. So since we're talking about, drag queens, gays, all this stuff, I've been low-key talking about this girl that got me irritated on TikTok, even though it wasn't her, but she just left this comment. And it was this conversation, and it stemmed into a larger conversation, which I thought was deaded a week ago. And then yesterday or 2 days ago, some other kid made a comment about it and then came on my page talking about I look like a pick-me, like, sir. About straight women being in gay clubs and how there's a community of gay men that don't think that they should be there because they feel that it is a safe space for queer folks and queer people, which is interesting when you use the word queer because there's so many letters there that how are you identifying somebody as straight? But then the conversation turned to bridesmaids, and they don't like when groups of like bridal showers go to gay clubs because they are just doing it because they feel like they want to look at hot men and they want to, be mean to the lesbians. Like, this is what they were saying. And I'm not saying that does not happen. But, I mean, when I tell you the passion that people came at me, like, fuck them, leave your straight friends out, da-da-da-da, all this stuff, like, the way they was going in, I'm just like, oh, people really are that. And I'm just like, aren't we supposed to be a community? And like, why are you worrying about what someone else is doing? And then they were saying about how straight guys show up and then it makes it uncomfortable. And it's like, straight guys are not going to gay clubs to hit up women, to make gay men feel uncomfortable and hit up women. Does it happen? I'm sure in the world it has. But like, the average straight guy going to a club is probably with gay people or with a group of girls and minding his business. I don't know. It just really bothered me because I feel like I love bringing, you know what I mean? My friends, Courtney's my main girl. We'd be in the WeHo.
Some of the best times we've had were in the gay clubs of WeHo. So, but I will give it some consideration and fairness because I've actually heard this from a couple other gay male friends that there's been, I guess, on a certain level an increase. It used to be like you wouldn't find a straight dude in a gay club, but the gay clubs are fun and they know women go there. Most women go to gay clubs, at least initially when I was starting to go there, because it's also a safe space for women to just drink and dance and not have to worry about being groped or grinded on by men that they're not interested in. They can just dance with their friends, have a good time, and don't have that sort of need to connect. But I have heard from other gay men in the last few years that more straight men are showing up to these clubs looking for women because they know that's where the women are hanging out. And that it puts them in difficult situations when they think, because gay club culture like can be frisky and fun. It's clubness. Like, so if a guy that's actually gay is hitting on a straight guy thinking he's in a safe space with other gay men, that can present an issue because some dudes are assholes and will react unkindly to that.
And that asshole needs to be escorted out.
Escorted out. But that's what I think. I'm like,
but there's gay assholes. There's idiots that, For
sure. But I'm just saying, like, I can give grace and honor the fact that there is some honesty and concern about the fact that their safe space is being somewhat compromised. But in the end, I'm gonna go where the music is good and the drinks are easy. I don't even be looking at the hot gay men mostly because I'd be like, you hot, but you gay and you don't want me. So I'm there to dance and sweat and have some drinks. And that's just what it's got to be for now. So.
I love she said sweat and have some drinks.
Period. That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. So I'm not about to stop going anytime soon because I'm straight. America tried to do that to me because I was black too many times. We ain't doing this whole, you can't go because you're straight now. We're not doing that either. No discrimination.
Because we didn't like it.
I'll go wherever there are strong drinks.
Period.
Good drinks.
It could be a retirement home.
You said a retirement home?
I'll go get some drinks at a retirement home if they good.
The ones in Florida, they be having the retirement resorts.
No, all jokes aside, you're right.
I know. $2 margarita Wednesdays.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna be in a retirement home living.
Right. Like, who needs a Mickey's? Just kidding.
Oh my God. We do have to go to WeHo at some point. I don't think I can this weekend though, but I'll figure it out.
Oh well, I'll be out there next month, you guys. So wait for me.
With all of us when Jesse's back in town.
Where are we going to do the show when you're here? Are we going to still
DERRIAL, that's the conversation that we talk off of the camera.
Show.
Okay, what?
I mean, we talk about everything damn else, so I figured we could talk about where the hell we doing the show.
Well, that's true. But we about to wrap this show up because we ain't even got that much Housewives to talk about today, okay? All right, Conspiracy World, I was going to talk about Mandela effects, but stupid. And I think it's stupid because people on the internet are getting out of fucking hand. Now, I will say the one Mandela effect that fucks with me to this day is I really did swear Sinbad was a genie at some point. And I understand Shaq was a genie in the movie, but I feel like I really did see the one with Sinbad and Shaq. I saw both of them. I believe that they both existed. So that one Mandela effect always just kind of stuck with me. But there are these other ones that people be saying, and I'm like, girl, what? This girl says that there's a Mandela effect of Georgia. The Mandela effect, she said, was she was always taught that Augusta was the capital of Georgia. Now, Courtney, the camera's on you because you're from Georgia. Is this a Mandela effect? Were you ever taught when you were younger that the capital of Georgia was Augusta?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Isn't the capital of Georgia Atlanta?
I mean, I guess it is now, but it was Augusta at one point, I believe. If I'm
Switch
incorrectly.
Okay, but are you thinking about Augusta, Maine?
No, honestly, I'm legit because I don't even know the capital of Maine. I wouldn't even think of it.
You didn't have to do the state and capital song?
I mean, yeah, but not to my recollection. I'm pretty good with capitals, but I definitely don't. I would have never thought about Maine ever.
See, in my mind, I thought Savannah was the capital of Georgia. I don't remember it like that, but interesting. That's so crazy.
I'm about to Google it right now.
No, I mean.
They moved the capital.
Nothing. Oh, look, Courtney got her. Courtney got her first Mandela effect.
Yes, they moved the capital to Atlanta after 1877. So after the Civil War, it was moved to Atlanta. So it wasn't always Atlanta.
Interesting. So why were we taught that when we were younger, though? In 1877, girl, who cares?
I don't know, but I don't know. But legit, I can remember.
No, I mean, I remember. I feel like I might remember it too. But then I was like, oh yeah, there was Augusta, Maine. So was there two Augustas? I
feel like I just don't even know Augusta, Maine. But Augusta, isn't that where the UGA is anyway? That's why that was a thing.
I don't know, but the other one that is popular is a Disney one, and it's the Queen when she says, "Mirror, mirror on the wall." Apparently, she never says that. If you rewatch the video in the movie, she says, "Magic mirror on the wall." And so people went crazy. They're like, no, I remember hearing her say, "Mirror, mirror on the wall." And low-key, I think Disney be changing stuff because...
the old school cartoon Snow White, we're saying she never said mirror, mirror.
Yes, that's what they're saying. And if you go watch it on Disney Plus, she says magic mirror.
I'm going to have to go watch it because I remember her saying mirror, mirror.
Nope. But when we were kids, that's what you got to go back to the original, if you have the DVD or the VHS, not the DVD. Okay, and I wish I could have got it right now, but...
Oh my God, my sister has it.
Someone's sleeping in that room right now, but next week, if I remember to bring it. I have this collection from a childhood. It is every Disney classic movie in a children's book. And we've had this since I was little, so they're old as fuck. And I was like, no way, because the other one is Cinderella. They were saying never had a black neck choker. And I'm like, yes, she fucking did. And I went upstairs to the fucking thing, looked at these books, and Cinderella definitely had a black choker. And in the book, the Queen does say magic mirror, but then she says, mirror, mirror on the wall. And then I said to myself, of course she did. And y'all try to fucking fuck with... I think people be fucking with us. It's for this Mandela effect. Because then there was a Julia Roberts movie called Mirror, Mirror where she played The Wicked Witch. Where'd you pull Mirror Mirror from, girl? And that was actually a good one. I'll give him that.
I liked Mirror Mirror. It was great.
Also, speaking of multiples, Mariah Carey is seeking full custody of her kids, and I don't blame her, to be quite honest.
Me either.
Get them kids, because this is getting out of hand.
Yeah, but I agree. A lot of people are calling for her. Oh, sorry, Dario.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I know a lot of people are coming for her, like taking the black man away from his children. And I'm like, I don't think that's what she's doing at all. Like, people have to understand that making medical decisions for your kids, school decisions, like if you don't have sole custody, you have to make those decisions as a unit with the other person legally. And when he's, out and about and having to deal with his other, how many is it? 10 other ones, or is it 8 other ones?
10, because I think it's 12 with them.
Is it 12 total? Jesus Christ. That's a lot. And it's not like it's 12.
I don't know. Now I got to look it up.
Look it up. I'm pretty sure it was 12.
However many it is multiple other households. It's not like he went and got married to somebody else and had another 10 kids. So that's a lot. Like, and it's not just the amount of children, it's that he has to deal with other households, multiple other households. Like there's 5 other women?
Mm-hmm.
And he works a lot. So he probably already wasn't as available as needed to begin with.
Well, and that's her main thing. She apparently, like, he's supposed to be able to see him on the weekends, and he's supposed to see him a certain amount of times, or he's able to, and he doesn't even see him that amount of times. And she said there's no bad blood, but it's just like, okay.
Ain't nobody got time for that. And ain't nobody got time trying to find you and figure out your schedule when I'm trying to take the kids to Morocco for a week. And
the audacity for people to throw the black card in like that, because it's like, he's not, it would be different if he was like living in the house, or like not living in the house, and like just doing everything he could to try and like be a part of that family and those 2 kids' lives. But like, he's clearly out doing his thing, and there's no negativity in that, but it's like you said, that's not what she's doing. So to try and paint her like that, like, I think what she's probably doing is what's in the best interest for the children at this point.
Yeah.
Like, and that doesn't mean he's a bad guy about it. That's not what this conversation is about.
But that ish is a mess. Say what you want, it's a mess. And I wouldn't want my kids caught up in dealing with 8 other women and this many kids, and I want them to know maybe they're siblings in some way, but I would have concerns.
Can you just imagine, you guys, like, when do you feel like Mariah, like, snapped mentally on him? Like, was just like, you had kids with me, Mariah fucking Carey, and then you ran out and are doing all of this, and now all of these are like related to my children. Like, do you think?
I think that's number 5.
You think it was number 5 that?
5?
I feel like it's 5, like including her kids. Like she got 2, right? And then those are his first kids, right? With Mariah.
Yes.
Those are the first one. So then
he had the third, which is like whatever.
One more after that, and then another one. Okay, that's 4. And then, at 4, you starting to be like, okay, you got 2 additional kids. But at 5, like I feel like that 5, it's like when you got that 5-year itch, it's like, oh hell no, 5? Oh, you playing? You playing? You out here in these streets with 5, and now you got 11? Oh, I didn't. The crazy thing is, when I Googled it just now, I didn't have to put in his name. I put how many kids, and it typed up Nick Cannon.
Look, I already know where I need to stop.
I mean, to have 11 kids just makes me anxious. I mean, good for him. That's why he got to stay working. But like, I don't want to give my time to 11 kids. Like that's you ain't got.
And not only that, but 11 kids that aren't even together.
That's
like,
the point. Like they're spread out everywhere.
Yeah, like
they're
I need
together,
if
right?
we're
You
gonna
gotta,
do it,
like,
I need kid day.
around the world.
We gonna have Olympic. We're
You
gonna
got
have
different
like
kids.
we gonna have Robin Dixon Family Day on my Wednesday watch with all the kids.
I mean,
You
think
got
of like
different kids
you
in
can
different
barely 11 kids the attention they need if you are a full-time parent, full-time working parent, when you live in the same house as them. You don't live in 6-7 households. Like you're one person. That's too much. And you got
and
Lucas,
they're all in different states, right?
I don't know if they're in different. I thought they were all in California.
Oh, they are California? Okay.
I don't know. I assume they were.
I'm pretty sure they aren't. I don't think they're all in California. But maybe, but I don't believe so. Also random, did you see that Alex Baldwin got charged with involuntary manslaughter?
Yeah.
I saw that his lawyer said that, that they're definitely going to be fighting it, of course. So,
I mean, it just sucks because obviously somebody's life, is gone. And it's like, it's just that's a weird, hard.
Well, there's so many. The crazy thing is, there's so many things that I've heard about it, and these are all, hearsay things. But
that's what we love talking about here.
I mean, but so that because there's been rumors that he was playing with the gun and pointed it at her face and pointed at the director's head and was playing around with the gun in that sense. And if that's the case and it went off, I mean, granted, I'm sure he did not know that there was a bullet in there. But still, like when you playing with a gun, prop or not, you face that chance of something happening, and it did, and now, I mean, I feel like he wouldn't get jail time. I feel like he's just gonna have to pay a lot of money, and if he does get jail time, it's gonna be real minimum. But I feel like he'll just have to pay a lot of money.
I think it said 18 months right now, so I can imagine what he'll get less than that.
I mean, if it was an accident, but again, if you kill somebody driving your car, you can be held responsible and go to jail for that, like in an accident. So, well, unless you're Caitlyn Jenner, but
or Brandy,
or Brandy, but so it sucks. Like it sucks because no part of anybody believes he intended to harm anyone, but whoever handed him the gun and said the weapon was cold, it was fine, they need to be held responsible as well.
Well, then it's Alex and who else? There was 2 that are held responsible for it. It's not just Alex. It was also wasn't it the
person?
Was it the person, or is it the person who handled the gun?
And the gun handler, that girl.
Yeah, the gun handler. So there's 2 people that are being looked at.
Well, but here's my thing. As an actor, I'm confused by this whole thing, because low key, if I was Alec, I would sue the studio, because if I'm an actor, I'm assuming I'm coming to my job safe, and I'm not going to be put in a position where my literal job is to play pretend. So like they have the fake acts in horror movies. Like, what if this was a horror movie, or whatever the case is? Like, this is a playground. Why the fuck was there a bullet in a gun? Why is there a real gun here? First of all, we're on set acting. Like, personally, like, that's how I look at this whole situation. And people are saying, whatever, he trying to turn him into a bad guy or whatever. Like, the whole thing just sucks. But like, why was that gun there? And the fact that it's on Alec Baldwin, unless he owned the production company and he's in charge of that stuff, fine.
Well, he was definitely a producer on it, and
that was a producer on it. So I don't know how that what his deal is, but he is a producer.
Well, that was the argument that I believe the girl who was the weapons handler was saying, that they did not have proper staffing because they were saving money. And that would be an excuse as to why it was missed. But who knows? We'll find out when they take depositions and get people to start talking for real. But it sucks because Alec Baldwin got about 12 kids too, don't he? He got because he that pretended to be Latina, and she had like 10 kids.
Well,
They're young, so daddy might be going to jail, yo.
Let me look that up too while we at it.
Like, confirm that.
He
Confirm
got
that.
7.
he has
He has
7.
7.
He's 7, but he's like 63, isn't he?
Yeah, but he had like because he only had the older one with what's her name?
He had Ireland. He had Ireland, because
But
Ireland's like 25 or something.
But the
not
6 are
Ireland.
young. All of them are under 18.
And they're all like under. I feel like they're
10.
under 10.
Yeah, she had a bunch of babies in the last few years. So,
Hey, listen, they kept their sex life going.
Okay. Well, all right, we're about to get into some Housewives, but before we do, DERRIAL, where can everyone follow you?
You can follow me at DERRIAL CHRISTON, DERRIALCHRISTON on all the socials.
Boom. Thanks for joining us.
Boom, boom.
Next
All right,
week.
y'all. I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Peace.
bye.
All right, so let's get into, we're just gonna go over Miami real quick, but actually before we do, because I don't think we talked about this, if you guys didn't catch it, we did all the Housewives on Monday, so go watch that episode. It's in the Housewives playlist. But it was alive. And we went in on Miss Karen Huger, who Courtney sent me a video of Karen in her bathroom, and I'm like, girl, I really watched. She gonna come out with a Skin by La Dame. Like, I could just see her trying to push something. She gonna come out with. She gonna start slaying guasha stones. Well, you gonna take the guasha stone. But
honey, make your coins.
Make your coin however you gets to. Also, there's a rumor that Phaedra was asked back to Real Housewives of Atlanta, but she wanted too much money. And so instead, she's going to Married to Medicine because she's dating a doctor. I don't know if we talked about that on Monday, but
talk about that. But I actually think Married to Medicine is a good fit for her.
I mean, I think it's a good fit because I low-key always thought I would love to see her with Quad and Mariah. Like, I just feel like that is like gonna be an interesting. Although I think her and Quad are friends.
I could totally see that. They seem like a similar breed.
And her and Mariah don't get along, maybe.
Well, Mariah ain't on the show no more and hasn't been for a few years now. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mariah been gone, child. That's a whole scandal because Mariah is a creator of the show and she has been gone. She left one time and then she came back, I think, for maybe one more season. And she's been gone for, I don't know, at least 5 seasons. It's been a minute.
Wait, maybe I'm not thinking about Mariah. Who's the crazy one on the show? That be talking about everybody.
Oh, you talking about Dr. Heavenly.
Heavenly, that's who I'm thinking about, not Mariah. Well, I don't know why I said Mariah. I want to see Phaedra with Dr. Heavenly. Like, that is gonna, like, it can go either like they're gonna be like the 2 old gay puppets from the Muppets, from you know what I'm talking about, and they sit up and they just be talking about everybody. It could be iconic like that, or it's gonna be an iconic mess. One or the other.
Because the reason I think this could be really interesting, right, is because Phaedra is a very quote unquote reserved, classy girl. And Heavenly is pretty gutter. So, but they're both educated.
Yeah.
And I feel like, so they would come for each other because Phaedra won't like how loose, so to speak, Heavenly can be, especially with her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Heavenly will be uber honest about Phaedra. And Phaedra will not like that. So I think it is conflict potentially that could be really good.
I'm here for it. Because honestly, I just think I don't believe that she asked for too much money, and that's not why she's on Housewives, because I believe that that's where they would want her. I think that they still are keeping Candy, and Candy would leave the show if she said, I would leave if Phaedra came on it because it's not that important to me anymore. Yeah. So that would be which I'm fine with that too, because
And ain't no way Married to Medicine got more money than Housewives.
and that's what I'm saying. So,
or maybe they do in terms of salaries to give.
Right, because they got Kenya, Candy, Marlo. They probably get skating by with Drew. They skating by with. Who's the other heavy hitter on?
Well, they don't, because they got rid of all the heavy hitters. Because Cynthia would have been a heavy hitter just because she had been there for so long, and she's gone, but she'll be back as a friend apparently. So maybe the money is a lot. Ain't no way Cherie can make.
Ain't nobody.
No, making her money though, because that house is beautiful.
Don't we all? That's what we need to be learning. Scam by Sheree.
Hello, please, sister, give me what is your secret, because the house is freaking gorgeous.
It was. All right, Real Housewives of Miami, real quick, because I liked the episode, honestly.
I felt good about the episode again.
I think I just don't care about the adoption stuff at all.
I'm happy for her. She wants it, clearly. I'm glad she's looking for a child that's a little bit older, because
because our conversation from Monday, I was like thinking about, I'm like, it just feels like a property. Like, it just feels like you just like want this thing here. Like, you don't really want it out of want. You feel like you need it out of boredom. That's what it was giving. But when you say it like that, like now, and then we find out like she's looking to adopt someone older, like that makes me feel like, okay, at least now you're giving to somebody that like you can make a little bit of a different type of change in their life. So all right. And then basically the whole episode was Nicole versus Larsa. And Larsa gets an invitation in a box that was a mirror. Speaking of mirror on the wall.
Mirror on the wall. Who's the fakest of them all?
And uninvited Larsa to her wedding party. And basically at the party, well, there was an interesting scene of Nicole's husband. I didn't like the way he was talking about Larsa.
I was very upset. I'm very upset because I like him a lot. I think he's hot. And I liked them too together, and I just like their vibe. But this scene of them talking about Larsa, he had way too much to say about Larsa.
Exactly. It was like, fine if she's saying it.
Yes.
But like, and it's fine if you like back her up, like, yeah, I feel you, babe. Like, fine.
Like, yeah, she's probably just jealous. Leave her alone. But you got way too messy about it.
Laying on her back and like.
And her fat booty. Like, I was like, oh, dude, you're losing points. You're losing the cool points right now. And I'm even team Nicole in terms of what happened until she sent the mirror, because I thought that was mad childish.
So, okay, but let's talk about what happened. There's two things that happened here. Like, the first thing was from the first thing was Nicole last season coming at Larsa, and basically Larsa feels like Nicole doesn't acknowledge, like, girl, you were coming for me. And Nicole was like, girl, no, I wasn't. Like, I mean, it was out there. And it's like, I don't know, like, I get what she's saying, but it's also just, I don't know. I'm not team Nicole. Like, I don't know. Like, I love Larsa. I think, yeah, was it kind of crazy, like a crazy thing? But who knows if it was an actual, maybe she did hear it from somebody. Maybe she just.
Look, from a TV perspective and an entertainment perspective, okay, Larsa, I get it. I enjoy. You're bringing mess to the screen. But as Nicole, if I'm in Nicole's shoes, the issue that Larsa had with her asking about, like, being like, I don't know her from last season, I think Larsa took that out of context and made it about, like, how does she not know me? Everybody knows me. I know all these people. You have to know me. And I think that what Nicole was communicating is, I know what I hear about you as a Kardashian crew member. I don't know you. And I'm sensitive about that because I don't know what that really means to have you up in my house. Like, and I don't know that I want that energy and information in my house. So the way she said it was insulting because the woman is in your house. And for you to be like, I didn't invite you or I don't want you in my house because I don't know you, like that's kind of rude. And so I understand why the other girls also said that, you know, it was fucking rude to say it like that. Like you say that, talk to her beforehand and all that.
And it makes it sound like you think you're better than her, especially
100%.
then coming with the comment about OnlyFans.
Yeah, but I don't think she actually meant it that way.
No, I don't think she did, but it doesn't matter if she meant it that way because she doesn't acknowledge that it bothered Larsa, and so she won't even own up to it. She's just like, "That's just not how I meant." But you hurt her feelings clearly.
Well, Larsa also does not actually say that hurt my feelings. Larsa.
Well, no, but Larsa let her know it bothered me.
Of course, you know. So Larsa goes to ego too. So that I don't feel like it's like a fair situation to be like, oh, well, you're not doing this, but she ain't doing it. So if you're not gonna be real about how you feel about it and be like, that was hurtful. Like I'm a good person, and I hope you didn't mean it from that way. That would be one conversation, but that's not the conversation that Larsa was willing to have. But then come to this situation again. If I'm Nicole, look, Nicole's a cute girl. She's in freaking Florida. She works in a hospital. Lots of men. I totally 100% understand because she is in an actual real professional setting, not a Hollywood setting,
right.
To be like, yo, you sleeping with all these men and I ain't bring that up, but you did bring it up because you're bringing it up now. And that could be a problem for me at work. I would have a problem with that if I were Nicole in real life. So I totally get her.
1,000,000%. And I do think it was extra of Larsa to do that. But Nicole, again, you didn't invite Larsa to the thing. You knew you were going to film with this girl. You knew you were going to film with her. But just say, I don't like Larsa because I judge girls that do stuff like that. Like, I just do. Like, and that's okay. It's your preference to do that. And that's okay. But like I think it was Marisol said, or Gigi, or Kiki, girl, so why did you invite her the first time? Like, you knew you didn't like her. Like, just, you shouldn't have invited her, you know? And so, I don't know, because it's just like, you're on a reality TV show. So, you know things are going to be said. Like, if you're that concerned about your career, and I look at Wendy like this the same way. Like, girl, for someone to be talking about your career all this time, not sorry, y'all, didn't even know. For y'all to be talking about it all this time, I'm not mad. You know, at a certain point, it's like, girl, if someone slings something at you, like, you're on the show. You know what these shows do. So, like, and not only that, but Nicole, you poked the bear. You did, because you didn't have to have that whole conversation. If you're like a respectable woman, like, you would never have that conversation because you wouldn't care to poke it. So now you mad because, bitch, you poked it, she bit it, and like, your career could be affected by this, you know. And yes, Larsa's actions are bad, but baby, it's stemmed from. And that's my thing with this. It's like, and I think I said this a few weeks ago or last season, I feel like how we just know how certain people are. We know how Larsa is. Larsa's the type of person, like, if you do one thing, she's going to do it, you know, it's like, girl, and she's dramatic about it. It's just like, I don't know. In that sense of it, I just don't get it. But again, I do think Larsa was like, okay, she should have been like, girl, yeah, whatever, I'm sorry. They both needed to just apologize and just be like, look, we don't fuck with each other, period.
No, be like, look, we two different kind of chick. Because Nicole is like, I'm a brain, she's a body. She sold her body, I'm selling my brain. And that's how she perceives the situation, I'm sure. Even though she'll say, well, I mean, you know, do what you need to do. I'm not judging.
Right, but you're judging the whole time.
But it's also because you have had to suffer as an attractive woman to be accepted for just your brain. So I'm sure her experience in her professional life has been challenges because she's an attractive woman. Mm-hmm. So it is frustrating when that's the case. And then there are other women doing things that Larsa does to make money because you don't want to have to be doing that. So I get it. It's the constant dichotomy of womanhood. Like, use your womanhood to get ahead, or, you know, try to be accepted only for your brain. It is what it is. But the worst part of this whole episode was that her husband got involved in it, and now he's I'm not into him anymore, and it's sad.
No, because it was gross. It was like
it was gross, and it was aggressive. Like, it was like, boo, stay out of women's business,
right?
Like,
because then it made me think like, have you thought about something with Larsa before? Because like, what?
well, that was my thing. It also definitely came off as like he had been burned by Larsa.
Well, that and then to tie that to, I forget who, I want to say it was Alexia, and when she said, "Well, honey, where there's smoke, maybe there's fire," and she said that to Nicole, and I was like, "Oh." So I don't know. I don't think so, but hey, it's like, girl, this is why you just keep stuff to yourself. Mind your business. Don't poke bears. Girl, what did you need to know about her OnlyFans? Like, really, what did you need to know? What did you need to know? Ronnie's in here because I know he loved him some Larsa. What he talking about? And he said, I like Nicole. I really do. But Ronnie, we got to get you in here. Really do. But these 2 episodes haven't been Nicole versus Larsa. They have been Nicole versus self. Ooh. Well, this one was Nicole versus Larsa.
I think you're giving Larsa a little too much credit, because Larsa is clearly bothered because it took this kind of energy that she needed to bring back more energy to Nicole. So no, Larsa is
1,000,000%. Larsa is very much bothered, and as she should be. Like, because the thing is like, again, everyone has their own morals, values, all that stuff, and that is fine, but you treat everybody with respect. And it's like, girl, you don't like her, so don't try to be friends with her. Don't fake the funk, because when you do, you're gonna get bit, and baby, then you might lose your job. Like, you won't. Chances are you won't, but like, which is why you're also, I feel like, being a little more dramatic about it. But Ronnie says Nicole is a fan and wanted to be Larsa's friend, and when the friendship didn't go that way, she became passive aggressive and Larsa let her have it. I could see a little bit of that too, but
I don't see.
No, actually, because at the beginning she didn't want to invite Larsa.
In the beginning of what?
To this that episode? Party. No. At the when she didn't invite her.
Oh, to the house or whatever, because she said she didn't know her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe it's just me, but I would be leery of associations with Kardashian crew members as well.
Okay, I would too, but not if I know I'm about to film a show. Like, I would want to know who this person is. I want you here, and I want you on my.
That was also in her house, so maybe in her mind, getting to know her was like, let me get to know you, like, out at at our restaurant dates or whatever, before I have you in my home.
Fair enough.
To me, it's different when it's in my home. Like, it means something else entirely. I get it. It's for the
because
show.
My therapist would say the same exact thing. She'd be like, "Not in my house."
Yes, there's certain things, like energy, like you are more particular about things happening in your home, and that's why I can see it not being a total dig to Larsa, even though she did not present it well at all. Nicole did not present it well at all.
Right. Well, all right. And that's all we got for you this week, y'all. Leave us a comment.
That was the only story. Oh my God. Oh, can we just make one comment though?
What?
About Kiki and Nicole's daddy.
Oh my God, that was the other part. Okay, actually, here's where I will stick up for Nicole. A little serious moment before we acknowledge how funny he was. I think it was, I forget who it was, but they were like, maybe she just needs to like let go and just love the good things about him.
That was Alexia.
It's always easier when it's not your relative. And so I think, it's a big step that she had him at the wedding, and I'm happy she had him at the wedding. But I just think it's like, when someone says that about a family member and you just go in there like with that disregard, like, I don't know. I just felt like it was like they were like, that's not a big deal, girl. And it's like, girl, you don't know what the history is.
So great. He's so funny. He's so this. And I totally agree with you. Like, I feel Nicole's pain, because in my brain, you don't get to, especially you're like a child, you don't get to hurt me and then tell me how hurt to be.
Mm-hmm.
And for how long and when I should heal. And so I get that everybody else is like, oh, he's such a cool guy. He's so much fun. I know he's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But
right, but you didn't have to live with him.
You didn't have to live with the harm. So you don't get to determine how she deals with that. So maybe it'll help her to release it, but maybe it'll actually help her to put up boundaries like she has. So,
because that's the thing. I think it's important to, you know, I hate hearing estranged family and stuff like that. Or when people are like, oh, I hate going on the holidays and being around family. It's like, I think that there is a little part of life to figure out a way how to still have those people in your life, but you to create healthy boundaries in it. So it makes me happy that she is still trying to figure it out. She is starting to create boundaries, but she still invited him to the thing. So, you know,
and he showed up on his part, and apparently without a woman, which he usually does. And so that's him actually doing something great too. So they both are making steps, and that's beautiful.
But he was funny. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and I would watch a whole episode of him and Kiki take on Italy or something like that.
I would love to see them just like frolic around, like restaurants, talking, like just a few dates together, just to see how that goes. It's just so much fun. But yeah, I loved it. Loved it.
I did too. Well, all right. Where can everyone follow you, Court?
I'm everywhere at Stuart Starlet.
Boom. You guys can hit me up everywhere at DJ Jesse J. Hit us up at Next Mood Swing across all social media platforms, and leave a comment down below and subscribe if you haven't yet. I know if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, like, fuck you.
What are you doing?
Appreciate you. Hit that like. Bye. Till next week. Same time, same place. Peace.